First, I just want to express my appreciation to both Justice Scalia and Justice Breyer to being back here in the Senate Judiciary Committee. Many of you remember 4 years ago I had invited Justice Anthony Kennedy to appear before this committee to discuss judicial security and judicial independence. It was a great day. The appearance renewed a tradition of justices testifying before Congress on matters other than their appropriation requests. Justice Kennedy recognized that the Supreme Court's rulings would be debated and criticized, but noted that this is a democratic dialogue that makes democracy work. And then further that democratic dialogue, the committee has held several hearings highlighting the significant impact of recent Supreme Court hearings on hardworking Americans. But today's hearing is designed to have a different focus. Rather than examining recent or upcoming decisions of the Supreme Court, which we will not, we'll discuss the proper role that judges play in our democracy. American people expect the government to work for them. That requires us to uphold our national values. We all need to work together to uphold the predictable rule of law where liberty and prosperity can thrive. Now, let me conclude with what Judge Learned Hand said. The spirit of liberty is the spirit which is not too sure that it's right. The spirit of liberty is the spirit which seeks to understand the minds of other men and women. That's the spirit we open this today.
The question is this: the 9 of us are not elected, but we live in a democracy. And we do decide matters that will affect you. So why should 9 people who are not elected have that authority? We are not elected. We are supposed to decide things that are unpopular on some occasion. And you know what? Don't tell anyone. We're human beings, and we may be wrong. Indeed, when I'm in dissent, I do think the majority is wrong. And so does Justice Scalia. And we can't both be right if we're opposite sides. So there we are, unelected, doing unpopular things, and quite possibly wrong. Why should you ever give us your support? And that's the question.
So the real key to the distinctiveness of America is the structure of our government. One part of it, of course, is the independence of the judiciary. But there's a lot more. There are very few countries in the world, for example, that have a bicameral legislature. I hear Americans saying this nowadays, and there's a lot of it going around. They talk about a dysfunctional government because there's disagreement, and the framers would have said, yes, that's exactly the way we set it up.